great. Well, he's walking over there. I just want to say, if you have not seen Ross's work, one, he's going to talk about where you can find him. But in this very building, if you were to walk, after we have communion out on the front lawn, if you were to walk back to the sanctuary into the room directly behind me, you'll see a whole set of stations of the cross that Ross did for us. Oh gosh, 2019, I guess? Was that 2 years ago? Yeah. So I definitely recommend you going back there. And when you're back there, you'll also see a prayer wall that I'd encourage you to observe. You can grab one of the prayers and take it with you. You can leave a prayer there. That space has been created with incredible artwork surrounding it so that we can be better connected with God. Those images help me connect with God on a regular basis. So thank you, Ross. I'll let you take it away.
Thanks, Patrick. What a beautiful display of art in the song that Stephanie just sang, and even just putting together a sermon like Patrick does is a great display of art. He's asked me to come here to talk about why art matters, and what a blessing to come see a lot of familiar faces, people who have supported my art since I've been here last year, and hopefully I can compel you to understand and invest in why art is important in your life, and especially if you're an artist, why your craft is important to the world. So I want to tell a little bit of my story first. I graduated high school, and because I had good enough math scores, my career counselor said, go into engineering. So I went into a laborious, difficult 4.5 years of becoming a mechanical engineer. And as I graduated, I looked at the jobs that my friends were getting in cement factories and water purification plants, and that didn't excite me. With my luck, there's probably a cement manufacturer out here in the audience, and that career is great. Those types of technical careers cover the lower levels of the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We need those things. But art compels. Art creates desire and emotion. So after I graduated in engineering, I was wandering around looking for what I wanted to do with my life, and I discovered industrial design. Industrial design is a career that the designer uses drawings, very compelling, beautiful drawings that become beautiful, sexy, trendy products in the hands of consumers. And that got me so excited that it compelled me into the next 15 years of my career. Then, so basically I want to say that because art has the power to motivate. Art has the power, aesthetics have the power to create transformation within. And I'm going to talk about 2 ways, like the 2 components of art that make it powerful. First of all, we have the principles of design. So the principles of design are the things that I learned in art class that the artist manipulates and masters in order to create an emotion. An emotion that is, like if you see a piece of artwork, sometimes you'll feel dissonance or beauty or violence. You know, it could be in music, it could be in cinema, it could be in a piece of artwork like I do. So the principles of art are like rhythm, harmony, emphasis, unity, and a handful of others. And I think maybe these things resonate with us because they're part of the techniques that God has used to make this world beautiful and appeal to us. So the principles of design are used by the artist to create emotion. The second element of this is symbols. The artists use symbols to take that emotion and apply it to one's life. It gives you a touch point so that that emotion that the principles of design have created in you have a way to apply it to your life. So some of these symbols will be like words in a song. You can hear a song without words and you feel like beauty or inspiration. And sometimes you don't know how to channel it until you hear the words of the song. They could be characters in a movie. I remember when I was watching Good Will Hunting, in that last scene where we have seen the beauty of cinema pulled together and the symbols of characters making decisions in their lives. The character of Good Will Hunting, in that last scene when he finally decides to overcome his fear of vulnerability to pursue the woman that he was scared to pursue before, that motivated me, I think, in some conscious and subconscious ways when I reached back out to my ex-girlfriend and decided to pursue relationship again, and now we're married. So there's some very powerful things that art can motivate in your life. Jesus was a great master of art. So we saw here, as Patrick talked about, the symbols that Jesus used were expertly chosen because they were very applicable for the moment in which he presented them, but we still understand them today. Like bread was one of the symbols which he put into his storytelling to make an intimate connection with our emotions. We know what it's like to desire bread, to be hungry, and he used that to give it a touch point, his story, a touch point, and to dig deeper into our lives. So I'm here to say that after 15 good long years in product design, I got let go, and it was my opportunity to dive into art. So I made art on a daily basis to try to convey with this emotion and compelling introspection, to convey those messages that God has downloaded to me that I think could benefit other people through my art. Here's an example of when I heard Patrick's message. I thought, okay, what sort of art could we pull together and use the principles of design and symbols to emphasize the message and to compel us to get even more excited about the message that God was speaking through Patrick. And you can see that I've used a lot of the images of nature and tried to use the elements of design like balance and movement and flow and harmony to emphasize the emotion of the message that we can see our Creator in His creation, and that should point us, the beauty of creation should point us to the Creator. So this is why I think art matters, and why I have spent so much of my life now trying to do art. Thank you for having me.